Today I'm in the east of England meeting one of the youngest fighters to ever get signed to the UFC, Arnold Almighty Allen. He competes in a very competitive UFC bantamweight division and is currently running a 6-fight win streak, which includes 3 finishes. I'm Gooden and I've managed to lock in a day with Arnold. Nowadays he spends most of his time training at the world famous Tristar gym in Canada, but today we catch him at home in the seaside town of Felixstowe.
How's it going?
You alright, mate? How you doing?
Nice to see you.
And you?
There he is, the famous Trafford.
Yeah, the big dog.
How are you, mate? Trafford.
That's
Hello,
all he
mate.
does all day.
How old is he?
12.
12 years young.
Yeah. He just lays about sunbathing these days, barking and sunbathing.
Oh, I love staffies. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That was an easy takedown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pulling guard. Look at the smile.
Yeah.
Nice one. So this is the family home.
Yes, mate. You want to come in?
Do you want to show us round?
Yes,
Yeah.
mate.
Have you had breakfast yet?
Yeah. I have my porridge early. This is the dog's den. You don't go in there because he will growl at you. He would literally just go crazy.
So I'm just going to stop you. We've got like 3 steps into your home and already we have some sort of fitness apparatus.
Yeah. It's he used to bang out like, what was it, 20 pull-ups every morning or something. I saw this figure saying he did 10 a day every day, and he got like these.
Who's that?
It was something some guy on YouTube. I was like seeing it, and he was saying all these results he had. I was like, well, I do 20 every day, and I was doing it. I think I did. Eventually, I managed to do like, I think it was like 37 or 38 in one go. I was like,
Jesus.
It's all right, yeah.
There you go. Hello, mate.
Yeah, I'll show you his garden. He'll go
Yeah,
back.
I've been dying to see this garden. This is amazing. Like, set it up.
Yeah.
Both your dad and brother are strongmen.
Yeah.
Oh my good lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably about as much as I'm gonna.
I got that one off. That's the one I got off the floor, but it wouldn't anywhere further than here. So I was like, yeah.
And then the rig.
Yeah. So this is, I think my dad's had this for like, I think 30 years. This red thing.
Really?
He might
So
have made
you've
it.
grown up kind of around this, watching your dad come out and.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he doubles it up as everything. He's making it a squat frame sometimes. And a minute it's holding the bag, obviously. What did he have in there before? This way we had this way the timber.
Oh, that big sleeper.
Yeah, the railway sleeper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might.
Oh, what
finish
is
that.
he? And he squats the sleeper.
Yeah, so I think he put some
Of
bars.
course you do.
He put some bars in it, like a squat frame. See?
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's
Who
always,
needs a gym?
Exactly. He'll try and flip them all day.
Well, why do you think? I mean, he's been watching you guys out here playing and having fun with weights for so long.
Yeah, this is off train track, like the railways.
Yeah, a bit of railway.
Yeah, I think this
He's
was.
welded some bits on.
Yeah.
What is that? Looks like a leg press at one time, but
It was like a weird. I think it's a hack squat. It's a weird hack squat machine, but he converted it into a leg press somehow, and welded it and turned. I wish it was there now, but he used to have that Atlas phone strapped to the top of it, and it was the sketchiest thing ever. Like you'd be under it, and the Atlas phone was just wobbling above
oh my
your
god.
head.
It's like you have to get this right, or you could
yeah.
lose your life.
There's an Atlas phone coming at your head. Yeah, Dad, you're insane. He's like, no, it's fine, it's safe. I think when we were younger, we used to have like fake strongman events. Like when we were kids, we'd have all my mates to come over, and we'd all like set up little events, and we'd run up and down the weights and stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it was like early teenage, like 13 sort of thing. Yeah.
And that must have I mean, you know, that's given you your frame, right? Because you've always been. I've followed your career since you were probably 18.
Yeah.
Heard about you from before then.
Yeah.
And you were always like physically a bit ridiculous for your age.
Yeah, I suppose I had to. We used to always go to the gym with my dad when he was doing strongman stuff, and me and my brother would be like trying to outlifting each other. He'd always be outlifting me, to be fair, but we'd always be trying to see what we could lift and doing like pull-ups, push-ups, and throwing the weights around with him. Obviously, like just the bar when we were kids, but yeah.
This is something else though. I've been wanting to come here for so long, watching Arnie and his family working out here. This is mental. It's so cool. So you two used to come out here as kids and sort of play around with this stuff and...
When I could beat him up,
Yeah.
Last I remember.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
But it's just what it is, I think. You you can chuck the weights around, because I think we just watched Dad, we'd watch him training, he'd hit the bag and we'd want to get involved, but he still gets involved. He kind of, if he's fighting, he'll do the pads with him or hit the bag. And if I'm lifting, he can't sit in the house if someone's out here doing something.
Right.
So
And you guys wonder why the dog's hanging out the window looking to get involved.
Yeah, true. He's worse than my dad trapping him.
But them two together, I think, are the worst, because he doesn't care if the dog's out here barking, and
Yeah, he just ignores it.
they just keep training, and the dog's running around, or if he's chucking weights on the floor.
I've literally seen him when he's had I think he had near 300 on the bar. He's doing a deadlift and he's holding it, and the dog sat under the weight like going, ruff, 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 what the fuck? I sprinted out and grabbed him. He's like, he's all right.
I think a couple of times beginning Tristar, and you've messaged me, because I've put a video on Instagram or something, and I just chucked the stone, and he's like, watch the dog.
Yeah, he sits under it. You'll have it here, and he'll sit under it, doesn't he? But he always gets out of the way. I was like,
Yeah, he's never been hit.
So, and do you think this kind of lifting from a young age has helped keep your body sort of, I know you've had some injuries, but they're not really related to like pulls
just
and
like
stuff.
hands and stuff for me.
Do you think this stuff has helped you keep?
I've never lifted those stones, but
No, I know what you mean, but you've obviously been flying around.
we used to
the
always
field.
mess around, didn't we? Like we'd go. I think we pulled a truck once,
Pulled a truck?
Kind of. Like it was probably a bit on the thing, but
I think when we was younger, especially, it was like
pull the
we
cars.
were quite competitive with, it was just random things.
Yeah.
Can you lift that stump out? Put it there.
Right.
So he'd try, and I'd think, he couldn't do it. So being older than that, and was it 4 years older than you?
Yeah.
I was a bit bigger, so I could pick things up.
I always used to do as well when we were riding bikes, just fucking dig the holes as well. So we'd be like digging 6-foot holes to get the dirt out for the jump. So
What, BMX bikes? Doing jumps and
he
stuff.
used to treat me. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'll let you dig the hole today." I'm like, "Oh, cheers, mate." Yeah, I was like, "Oh, fuck, thank you."
He does. He sent me a few videos of him lifting, and I think if he was doing what I was doing, like full time,
Yeah.
I think he'd be better than me.
Nah, really?
Generally.
There you go. See?
But just with his sort of drive and how his head is, I just think if whatever he chooses to do, he can
Yeah.
kind of get to the top.
Yeah.
That's the plan. When I'm done fighting, I'm just gonna get massive. Yeah,
Big and lift stuff.
yeah, exactly. Get large and in charge.
Large and in charge. I've never heard that one. I love that. I don't think I'll ever be large and in charge.
Just walking around like that.
Yeah.
Sit there. What is it? We've got this one. This is full of shot glasses from my brother. I got this. I think it was the last boxing match I had, and this is why it was the last boxing match I had, because they give me another one, but I haven't got it. It was like fighter of the night or something.
Okay.
And I lost the fight on decision. And in my head, it was like one of them funny amateur boxing things. I was pretty convinced I won. And I was like, I'm the fighter of the night, and I lost. So I'm like, how does this tally up? And
you get the big trophy.
yeah, and I was like my opponent didn't get one of them, I don't think. I was like, and he won. So I was like, you know what? I'm fucking done with this boxing crap. I was like, I've had enough.
One thing I found with boxing, the biggest trophy that because I did the novice ABA stuff, the biggest trophy I've got was a loser's trophy.
Yeah.
And like the winners ones that I've got are probably smaller than all of those that you have there.
Yeah. I had an Eastern Counties one somewhere, but it's gone missing. Whatever.
You got a belt there as well though.
Oh yeah, got a confused thing as well. I don't know what else to do, Troy. Yeah. Oh shit. It's not my fault. This is my brother does this. He like bodged it all up. I don't know. I guess he's happy. Yeah. What was it? Made for the cage belt. I thought that. What was it? Paul Cook.
Was that the lightweight fight before you got signed?
This was the one fight before. Again, that was like what was that, 6 days? I think that was a week. I was supposed to fight in Cage Warriors a few weeks before, and they offered me someone, and I remember when they offered, I said I didn't want to fight him because he hadn't fought in a few years. I didn't think he was going to fight, and lo and behold, he pulled out in a week. And yeah, I remember that. And then
you took that fight. That was the ticket.
Yeah.
So is that like quite a special belt in some ways?
Yeah, yes, of course, because that's like the fight that got me to the next level, I guess, and it's like a big thing. For me, a big thing stepping up the lightweight, taking the next fight. What else we got?
I quite like the fact that it's not just your stuff here. We got photos of your dad here as well.
Yeah, that's.
So it's like a family
Yeah.
thing.
That's
cool.
He got knocked out in that fight. He got head kicked. He was telling me about it the other day. He was just laughing about it. Yeah, I don't think he really did much, but he was like, "Yeah, I'll see how I do." And he got kicked in the head. He was like, "That guy's not that bad, is he?" It's not as easy as I thought. What is this? These like my brother's some like powerlifting stuff he done. Yeah.
Sounds like you guys are kind of all in this sports thing together.
Yeah, it is. It's good. I like it. I like it like that. It's nice. It's like my dad's. I think he's pretty proud, to be fair. Especially the last fight where he got to be in the corner.
Yeah.
And, he was. I think he had a bit of a tear in his eye when I sort of asked him. He was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Well, yeah." And he's like, "You just get in the corner, say nothing." Faraz talks, you sit there. He was like, "Okay, yeah, I've got this." He was like, "I've got this." It's easy, Dad. Just don't talk. Like,
how was that for you though? Because it's different, isn't it? When you go to war.
Yeah.
Some people would really want their family there because it's as tight as anything. Other people, because of the emotional connection, would kind of want to park that. So why at that fight did you think it was appropriate to have your dad in the corner?
Just like the opportunity arose. So one of my coaches couldn't make it. He got stuck abroad, and then I was thinking about it. I was just sitting there. I was like, "Oh, well, I don't really need an extra corner." I had the two guys. Like, it was okay. It was going to be fine, you know. And I just thought, I'll see what he says, because he cornered me before when I was younger, and it was the same deal. Like Jack spoke, and my dad would just sort of be there and like give you a pat on the back before I went out, sort of thing. And it was always nice. So I thought it'd be good to have it again. Yeah.
How nice is it to be back here for one of the best summers that I think I can remember?
Yeah, it's been actually amazing to be back here in the summer. Like I didn't really have much of a break in the last year. I was just working away trying to get a fight. Then obviously got injured, but I decided to stay out in camp. I was like, I'll just spar one hand, whatever. But I've had the kayaks out, the boats have been out and all that. I've got my sunburn, I've been drinking the beer. I'm about ready to get back to camp, to be fair.
Yeah, so no clothes are fitting you now,
Exactly.
And yeah, you feel like you need to put the road miles in.
That's it. Like I've been training, but I've been doing a lot of living as well. I've been eating a lot.
Yeah, what's it like for you to go away for so long? So you're saying you're eating a lot. I guess you're out seeing people that you haven't seen for a while.
Yeah.
Pretty tough. I mean, how young are you? You're still a young man.
Yeah, I'm 24 now. I like going away. It's such a nice town. Like it is really nice, but it's kind of like it's like a dead end town, really.
What, Felixstowe?
Yeah, this whole like the beach is lovely. Like the whole sort of in the summer it's amazing, but it's like it gets you in that mentality. You're like comfortable, like you're not wanting to go anywhere. You're kind of happy. It's like you've achieved it. You're like like chill now. So, but when I'm away, I'm like I stay in like an industrial area. I live next to the gym, so you always see all your mates grafting. So if I'm thinking about taking a day off, I'm like, not a chance. I'll see if I go to the gym. I'm up there.
Well, I drove down here and it's lovely, by the way. It's a really lovely town. Nice. So I didn't know what to expect because some seaside towns in the UK are very different, but
funky.
Some lovely houses.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know, is this like the Florida of the UK? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
If Cornwall's maybe like California, then this might be like the Florida.
Possibly. But you know, I was surprised actually because I've been away for the year. I come back and all the beaches have they have sand on them. All these new bars and like restaurants have popped up. So it's really like flourished in the last year.
Really?
So, yeah. Like it was all. It gets a bit grim in winter when it's grey, but yeah, it looks really nice. I was like, yeah.
Do you get a lot of love from around here? Do people understand what you do?
Yeah, kinda. Like if I go out on a night out, then yeah. But I've noticed because I got kicked out of school early, so I'd be out in downtown, training at the gym.
Sorry, you can't let that one go.
Yeah. So I think it was about a year early I left. I got asked politely to not come back in. And,
so I'm going to talk to you about the school thing. I know you want to skip over it. I don't want to know the gory details.
Yeah.
But what were you like at school, and what didn't you like about it? Because I'm guessing from what you just said, you'd set your plan out pretty early on for what you wanted to do.
Yeah. So I was all right at school. I didn't do anything bad. I was just annoying, really. I think I'd call out stuff, and heckle people and, you know, just...
Did you just check out because you wanted to be an athlete, so you knew that like academia wasn't the path for you?
I mean, yeah, I kind of always, I never really realised how real it could be, like, you know, until I was in the UFC. But it was like, it was always part of the plan. I always wanted to do that. Like I didn't want to be working there. I think it was work experience. I think that was what killed me. I worked in an office for, I think it was a week or 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm never doing that for a job. I don't want that.
What kind of business was it?
It was a shipping company. Yeah.
Right.
And I hated it.
Because that's what you've got around here, right? It's a huge port, isn't it?
Like all my friends, my family, we work like in shipping or haulage, or my dad drives a truck, my brother loads a truck. It's like, yeah, so that's kind of like the options around here.
Right.
Yeah. I've done a lot. I was doing that before. I was working down at the docks doing like, we call it handballing. So you're in a group of like 3 or 4, and you just basically, the containers come in, you unload them by hand, and you get paid per how many containers you unload. So
Wow.
You want to get paid good money, you put the graft in. Sometimes you'll be lucky and like you get big boxes that don't weigh anything, or you'll get little boxes that weigh a lot, and that's the hard ones. Yeah.
I bet you were absolutely shattered.
Yeah. But I remember, I must have been about 17, 18 then. I was about 18, 90 because I was pro then, yeah. I remember going, so I drive to Colchester in the morning. My boxing coach, he's insane. He's at the gym at like 3 in the morning. So I'm in from 3 till 7, all right? And he had us in sparring I think I was sparring at 4.
4 in the morning?
4 in the morning.
Jesus.
So I drive from here, I think it's about 40 minutes. And so I drive from here. And if he says 4, he wants you there at 3:30 to be ready for 4.
Right.
So I'd leave here about nearly 2, I guess. Nearly 3. It'd be nearly 3, yeah, 2:45. I'd drive there. We'd be sparring, train, hit pads, whatever. I'd drive all the way back to the docks. I'd do my shift at the docks, load all the containers, all that crap. And then I'd drive back up there in the evening for 7, and I'd wrestle and grapple, and then come back home. And then do it again. That was hell. But what we used to do, so this was the run I used to do. I used to go to Chelmsford. My strength and conditioning coach, William Whalen, was there.
I remember Will, yeah.
Power and Improve facility. I'd go there and I'd lift with him, and then we drive to Southend, which is, so this is already an hour drive, but I'd have to pick everyone up on the way. So I'd pick everyone up on the way. I'd stop in Colchester to get Sean, go there. And I'd do that. Then we'd train with Will, we'd lift our weights. We'd drive a half hour to Lee Catlin in Southend. We'd do our jiu-jitsu there for, I think it was like 1 o'clock jiu-jitsu. And then I'd drop everyone off on the way back because Will would stop in Chelsea, Sean would stop in Colchester. Then we'd go train again in the evening in Colchester. And then I'd drive back in the evening, back home after training. That was like your 3 session sort of day.
That's a lot of miles.
Yeah. And that was, funnily enough, I had a car that was involved in some dodgy business. I don't know how, but it had nothing to do with me.
Oh, you bought a car that was already had a black mark against it?
Yeah,
I
think it was involved, someone got shot or there was some dealings going on in it.
No way.
Yeah, so police come, like banged on the door at like 4 in the morning one day, and my brother's like, come to the door, the police are in. I'm like, fuck off, Jake. I was sat in bed like in my underwear, I was like, Jake, fuck off. Like, he used to just mess with me. I come down, they all stood there. I think there was loads of them. And,
no way. So the neighbours saw this?
Yeah. There was police everywhere. I was just like,
no.
shit. I think there was someone armed as well. I was like, oh crap. Because obviously it was a shooter or something. But what they said was because they've been following me. They've been following me for like 6 months. Well, you're going from here, because I go to Norwich as well, to box. I go to box.
No
like you're driving to Norwich some days, you're driving to Ipswich, Colchester, you know, you go to Southend, they're going to London. I'm like, yeah, I'm just trading. They're like, you sure you ain't doing like deliveries or nothing? I'm like, no, I'm trading.
So they thought you were some sort of dealer
Yeah, because obviously the car I've been involved in that business, and I'm going here. I'm like, the fuck, yeah.
Well, when you think about it, if your life's not weird enough, being a guy who punches someone in the face for a living, you know, you're then hopping around the east coast of the UK.
Yeah. I'm going all over the place. And I guess they're sort of seeing me stop here, stop there, stop there. They're like, yeah, it's quite funny.
That's mad.
Yeah.
So you got that, obviously got that straightened out.
Yeah, they just took my car off me.
They took it off?
They did like forensics on it. They tore it apart, I think.
Did you get it back?
No. It was,
really?
Yeah. No,
so how'd you get compensated for that? You don't?
No.
Wow.
No.
Was there ever a point where you questioned whether it would happen? Because although you're still really young, so people might not get it, it sounds to me like you've been on this journey since you were 12 years old boxing.
Yeah.
So this is over 10 years in the making.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, you were having trouble getting fights in the UK at some point because you were this young guy that everyone was talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a long journey. I think I'm gonna, like, it's like from the start. I remember, like, I was like 17. I was getting the trains everywhere. I was like borrowing money. I'd hide in the toilets of the train so I could get to the gym because I didn't have the money to get on the train. So I'd hide in the toilets from the conductor so they couldn't come get me. I'd jump over the barriers and all that. But over that, sleeping in train stations like in the winter and stuff because I missed my last one home. I was like, yeah, this is gonna work. I'm not fucking this up. So yeah.
Even at those points when you're kind of putting your head down in a train station, you still believed that it was going to happen.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's true. I think it was my debut on UFC MMA. It was winter. I remember because there's only, I don't know if you see the train line here, but there's literally one train in every hour, and the last train is at 10. If you miss the 10 train, there's not another train to here from Ipswich, and so I'd get back from wherever we were training, and if I missed that last train, I'd be like, fuck. Like if no one was up to come pick me up or something, then I'd just start shit. But I remember being there. I think it was after training Tsunami with Robbie Olivier and that lot.
And that's Cambridge, right?
Yeah, so I'd go there.
Which is miles away from here. Hours.
Yeah. I can't remember where it was. I slept in the train. It was like winter. It was snowing. I was just sitting there thinking, I'm not fucking losing this fight. There's not a chance I'm losing this fight.
What fight was that?
My debut, Nathan Grayson.
Yeah. Who's
now,
Now, is he not a champion?
Yeah, Cage Warriors champ, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's great, yeah.
And did you not get a knockout in that?
Yeah, I did, yeah. But I remember, and it was a tough fight as well. I think he beat me up a bit in the first. I was like, just sitting there in the corner, I was like, yeah, fuck, I ain't losing. This ain't happening. Yeah. Well,
that's pretty mad. And this is the struggle that people don't see.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's for you to have that faith early on, because the sport was still really formative in the UK, and it's not like even when you're at that pro debut, I mean, if you don't mind, how much do you reckon you got?
I think it was like 500 quid.
400 or 500 quid?
That was probably including tickets, I think it was, yeah.
Oh, so you had to get ticket sales for that as well?
Yeah. I think it was something about that, yeah. That was like the total.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe like 250 quid?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That's crazy. You're sleeping overnight in snow-covered train stations for 250 quid essentially, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
But the dream was a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, of course, always has. That's it. It was kind of at a point here where I wasn't getting enough push, enough ass whoopings in the gym, you know. Like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. That's the thing here where I got like I kind of hit a plateau where I sort of leveled out, and not that I was losing like the hunger for it or anything. I wasn't sitting in train stations at midnight or sleeping there anymore. I wasn't like hiding in the toilets or anything, so you need something else to push you, and if getting your ass kicked every day doesn't push it, I don't know what.
I like that. So you like to try and keep making it difficult for yourself.
Yeah, and it keeps you humble there as well. Like you're around all the people I train with, they've been like Louis Mandel, they've been there for years, and they've been with GSP for forever. They've been at that camp. They've seen like world-class athletes come through, and it's just another guy. Like you're just another guy, so it doesn't matter. Like they don't care if you're in the UFC. They don't care if you're a world champion here. It's great, and I love that. Well, there's too many. We're going to meet my coach, my first MMA coach. We're going to meet him later. Mark Nixon out of Dynamo. It's like Dynamo. He was like big on. He loved the old school like Vanderlei fights. I remember when I was younger, he'd send me and he'd be like, "Watch this." He'd be like Vanderlei soccer kicking people and stuff like that. No. But this is what we need. He loved it. He's very old school. He loves it. And then we're working with Jack Mason a lot. Obviously, I've been working with him since I think 10 years. I think now. So, and to be fair, he's helped me as much as anyone could have. You know, like it's like him and my dad have probably helped me as much as anyone. So,
did you find Jack or did Jack find you?
It was actually my dad kind of knew someone at the gym And to be fair, I remember Tsunami were like a big deal. The Tsunami gym, they were a big deal like a few years ago.
Yeah, so you had Robbie Olivier,
Yeah.
John Maguire,
Yeah.
Luke Barnett,
That's it.
Jack Mason.
Yeah, there was all those guys. And I remember seeing pictures of Jack before I knew him. I was like, fucking hell, he looks like a nasty bastard. I remember seeing him, I'm like, he's a horrible cunt.
Yeah.
And then I went to train with him, and I've never met someone who's like the nicest man I've met. I'm like,
Yeah.
He's
Works in the City of London, has a really great job in finance.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be like a I don't know, tough bastard. But
Yeah. Well, he's got the skinhead,
yeah, exactly.
big build.
I saw his pictures of him walking out. I was like, I don't know if I want to go
Not
train
enough
there.
tattoos.
Yeah,
That's the giveaway.
Need some face tats or something. But yeah, he's continued to help. Like even when I'm away, he was the one, because I said to him when the offer, like Faraz said, like to come back and train with us. I put it to Jack, and he was like, yeah, like go. What are you doing? I said, I don't want to, like, you know.
Because Jack was your head coach at this point, I guess.
I said, everyone here helped me so much. I don't want to, like, you know, just cut out and go. I don't want to act like I forget and sort of leave where I come from. He's just like, you're being stupid. He's just like, go. You're never going to get this opportunity again. So, and I speak to him like near enough every day when I'm away. He sort of asks how training is. He asks like what the plans are, just to keep tabs. You know, like I don't know how he asks every day, because he's the busiest man on the planet.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. I ask him how he is, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And he's got a million things going on.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
you
it's
do it?
crazy how some people are just like productive.
Yeah.
Who was the one that struck that relationship with Tristar to get you over there? What was the motivation to go there and not ATT or Jackson's?
I thought about all those places, because obviously I won a bit of a bonus in my first fight, my debut, and I was like,
By the way, how was that?
yeah,
Like, had you ever seen that kind of money before?
No. I think my bank, I went into my bank and they would give me all looks, because I went to check or something. I went to see if they'd been put in there, and they were like looking at me like, "Fuck you been doing?" And I was like, because it was literally at the fight I had, I think it was minus 500. It was like a big overdraft, and I just left it. I was like, shit. I just ignored it. I was like, that'll go away. And it was said minus 500. I remember seeing it. I was like, fuck. And then obviously I got the fight, and it was like, whatever, I think it worked out like, it was like 50, 60,000 or something like that in translation. Yeah. And I went into my bank, and I was just like, oh shit, oh crap, I'm gonna buy all this, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy this. And luckily I think it took 6 weeks for the bonus to get into my bank, because I would have bought some silly things. By that point I was like, I'm gonna go to Tristar. I was like, I'm gonna go there. And I'd met Tom Breeze before he was out there. I'd met him like on Cage Warriors, so I didn't know him well, but I knew him well enough. I'd met Joe Duffy, I knew him kind of, like, again, same, I sort of knew.
Cage Warriors guy.
And so I sort of knew they were out there. So I knew people out there already, so it was like kind of a natural move to get out there.
So that, life-changing money, I guess. That's, but a good decision to invest in yourself.
Yeah, that was. I think it was one of the first sessions I did in one of GSP's classes. He doesn't do like a speech, but he just said something about like invest in yourself. He's like, if there's one thing you should do, like when you're young trying to make it, he's like, invest in yourself. So I think I spent basically all that money from that bonus on trading. I bought a couple of like trainers here and there, but the majority of it went on coaches, privates, this, that. I was like, yeah.
But were you happy with that?
Yeah, I was really happy.
Do you need stuff? Are you one of those people? Because I see a lot of the fighters now, they're rewarding themselves, and rightly so if that's your thing. Do you need those things, or? No,
I'm not really like materialistic sort of. I'm more like, I like memories and training. I want to be good at fighting and stuff like that. So a friend put it to me, Sean put it to me. He said when you didn't have anything, you spent everything you had on training. He said, why would you do anything different now? I was like, so that's a good way to look at it, to be fair. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So I just booked that extra private a week. I could afford extra training, maybe see a physio every weekend now, so I feel a bit better. Yeah, so little things like that really put it into perspective for me. I was like, that does make sense. Literally everything I've bought since I got my money from the fight is off the sale rail. Like, I've bought like a load of clothes, but they're all off the sale rails. I'm like, everything's got like under a tenner. I'm like, yep, we'll have that. Like, yeah.
What are your friends? You still stay in touch with your friends?
Yeah.
What do they make of your success and your progress in sports?
Yeah, like, to be honest, all my close friends, they're they're kind of people that'll keep you humble. They just sort of take the piss out of me, to be honest.
Right.
They don't buy into any bullshit, or they won't let you blow up, sort of thing.
But I think that's where people in maybe Brazil and other parts of the world, they listen to what they sort of call trash talking, and actually we're used to this from our own family. Whereas we say that to someone from another part of the world and they get deeply offended.
Yeah, that's like my best friend gives me the most insight. Like, the worst things he comes out. I'm like, I can't wait. It's just I expected it. Yeah.
So nothing that anyone's ever can say to you during fight week. Actually, have you ever had that? Have you had any? Maybe Makwan. What was he like in the lead up to?
He was actually alright. He didn't really. No, he did an interview. He said he was going to knock me out in a minute, but that was like the only thing. He didn't say anything like, no.
Crazy.
I was just.
So everyone's been respectful.
Expected, yeah. I see him actually in the Liverpool thing. It was alright. I chatted with him a bit.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What did you learn from that fight?
Well, I thought I learned it, but to be fair, I have excuses for that. If you take a right at that next turn.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just like, more for me, I need to be a bit more mature. Like, I just kind of get drawn into the fight and have a bit of fun, really. Like, I'll sort of see a submission that's like 10% of being there, and I'm like, yeah, why not, go for it. And I feel like if I stuck with the plan and kept it how we did the camp, and it would have gone a lot more decisive. It would have been a lot more decisive for me. But it was a fun fight. I think people enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of respect for Makwan. I think he's a really great fighter. His wrestling, particularly, is good. He tried to hit you with that flying knee that he got Ogle with. I saw you just angled off early on, didn't you?
Yeah, that's it. I was expecting that. He always sort of starts fast, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You take a left here, and that'll be to the seafront this road.
Nice.
This hut there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There's another one up there.
Is there one? Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, this one.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
And how was that experience at UFC Liverpool?
It was a good experience. It was a good lesson, I guess. Maybe not a lesson. I know what went wrong anyway. But
What went wrong?
I was a little bit ill.
Oh, really?
I hate saying it because I feel like I make excuses, but it is an excuse, and I won, so I don't need to make excuses, I guess. But I had a chest infection in the fight, so I was I was just gassed basically, and no cardio.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
He also came with quite a different strategy to what I thought he would.
Yeah, it was. It was a combination. I wasn't feeling the best, but he turned up a lot better than.
His boxing was turned into like a mini Mike Tyson.
Yeah. He was. Yeah, he was a lot better than. It was like a combination of everything. It was like he was better than when we fought, and he fought different than we fought, and all that. And then, obviously, I only had one round of gas in me, and there was that. But we got the win, so that's what matters, I guess.
And that finish. There's. Did you know that there are YouTube tutorials now on that finish?
No,
quoting you. No,
Is
seriously.
it the Arnold Allen choke now?
Yeah, it's So what do you call it? Is it like the super guillotine? Is it the ninja choke?
The first person that taught me called it the ninja choke.
Right.
To be honest, I don't know the first person who taught me it, but I remember it was the ninja choke. A few people have claimed it, but I don't know who.
You got to show me the setup. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I want to see this choke. How does it? No, seriously. Show me the choke. We can do it here. So how does it? What's the setup? So did he come in and he was shooting for the single?
Yeah, so maybe if you do it on the wall, we'll do it on that. So especially on the fence, obviously when they go on the single leg.
Okay.
I think what I did, I dropped low and I had 2 on 1 on there.
And when he shot in, did he track?
He had his head inside for a bit.
Right, okay.
But what he did is he took his head outside, I think, and I followed it, and my arm was resting on his neck there. And what I did is just feed that through and I get my chest on the back. And once your chest is on the back of the head and that arm's across, it's pretty much, it's done then. Once the chest is there, you just have to sink that one in and just follow wherever they go, really.
Because he bailed, didn't he?
Yeah.
But you just followed him down.
You literally just follow, even if I'm going to go head first, I just hang on and follow to the floor. Yeah?
So if I'm in here, so there's nothing really that you've got, you haven't really got anything here on the inside.
So I was just defending like inside there, and as he fell that way, I followed across like that.
Right.
And I looped my chest over there.
Okay.
And I just link it up.
And then you just squeeze that down.
Yeah, just squeeze everything.
And it's done.
Yeah.
Have you finished a fight like that before?
Yeah, there was the debut one.
The debut was the same, wasn't it?
It was exactly the same. He laid to his back, he rolled, he tried to do the same finish.
Yeah, nice.
It was literally exactly the same, yeah. I think it was the same setup of, he went double on the fence, I split my stance like that, and I think as I blocked it, he went to go head outside single, and I just followed it across like that, and then it ended up his neck rested there. It was a weird one because he's a black belt, he's a good black belt.
Well, that's what, because I was watching that, I was like a few rows back, and I thought, this kid, I had my best mate with me, and I was like, right, Arnie's boxing's brilliant, so I think he's going to want to try and keep this on feet, because that Mads Burnell was like an Abu Dhabi champion maybe, or something like that.
I can't remember, he's a legit black belt.
Yeah, really, I was like a really young black belt from...
Denmark.
Yes, but someone from the States, I think, gave him his black belt. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, so I was like, it doesn't want to go to the ground with him. Yeah. And then you hit that sum, I was like, wow, well, that's a statement.
Yeah, because I had his wrist and the underhook for a while, like 2-on-1 on one side. And then I changed it up to his neck, and he didn't adjust it. And I thought there for a second, I was like, he's not noticed this. And I just thought, go for it.
So he should have just pulled out at that point.
Yeah.
But you just dumped your chest over the top of it.
Yeah, because I didn't want to give up the position and die for it. So I just I held it under his throat for a minute. It was literally there.
So even if you're side on, he escapes. So you've got to almost be a bit square.
Yeah, so I was almost there. Like,
okay.
Obviously they're trying to pressure it flat to the fence. So that's just there, and their neck just sits on the forearm. And they just sink it through.
Then strong arm him.
Yeah.
Like, your game looks, in a macro sense, quite similar to when you were growing up in the game.
Yeah.
Is that what's coming out in training as well? Are you just getting better at all of those things, or have we not really seen the new version of Arnold Allen these days?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I haven't shown that in any of my performances yet. The only one, maybe it was because I don't know if he was a lower level than the other guys, or it was, I don't know, a perfect fight for me. When I fought Meza, I maybe felt that was the one fight I still did a couple of little silly things, but it was the only fight I was really patient and stuck to a plan.
He was a real veteran as well.
Yeah. He's fought like some of the best guys. But yeah, it was the only fight I've sort of kept my head and not got carried away doing silly things and fully listened to my corner and all that and stuck to the plan. And I felt like I could have. I remember in the corner, I felt like I could have took him out. I felt I had his number. I felt like I could have got him out there. And Fraz just said, "Look, you're winning the fight like decisively. Keep doing what you're doing, or step it up and try and finish. But just careful of the takedowns." So I was just like, "I just keep doing what I'm doing." And then I remember the last 10 seconds, Fraz just shouted, "Finish him!" And I was just like, "Fuck it, finish!" And we nearly got it on the bell. I think wasn't it? It was like, I still think I finished him, but it was on the bell. It was on the bell and got the decision. But yeah, I remember that last 10 seconds, Fraz was like, get the finish, let's go. And I was like, right, fuck it, finish him. Yeah.
Yeah, because your ground and pound, I remember when you were coming up, was like really, you got really good ground and pound. Like it's fast, it's well intentioned, it's mean, elbows. So when you get into that position, are you always looking to fight your way into like top half or mount so that you can do that damage?
Yeah, I like top half. It's nice. It's good position. I like watching Rory McDonald actually. And I see him in the gym. He's always working it. I think he's got some of the nastiest ground and pound. I think it's like him and Khabib probably. They've got some of the nastiest top control when they let their shots go. Oh, it's horrible. But I see him working it in the gym, and I try and steal little bits from what he's doing and ask him questions. I think he's good with that, Rory.
Yeah. On fight day, talk me through the kind of different emotions, because you're a laid back fellow. I've seen you kind of outside the gym. I've seen you do a little bit as well, and you seem quite level.
Yeah.
But what are you like? I mean, you came into this young, so I guess that you've grown up in and around locker rooms quite a bit from a young age. I'm interested to know what you go through.
I think I'm the same. I just get a bit more chatty. I'm a bit more like excited, I guess. Like I do get like the nerves and the butterflies and that still, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared of it. Like I think the only reason I'd be scared is if I didn't prepare right. Like I didn't train properly. I didn't like I cut corners in camp, or like I was eating KFC the week of the fight or something like that.
Has that ever happened though? Are you quite disciplined?
I have had one fight where I've not like drinking and that, but like a bit like I was eating cake the week of the fight, and maybe a bit of Chinese takeaway, and I was probably the cut was a lot harder than it had to be.
You learned your lesson.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it wasn't the brightest of ideas. Yeah.
What was that walkout like? Because it's been a frustrating time for you, and you finally got to make that walk to the octagon.
Yeah, it was. I was happy to be back. I was happy to be back on the graft. So it was nice, especially in Liverpool. The fans are a bit they're mad. Not from me, obviously. I'm not from there, but they were cool.
Did you feel the love?
Yeah, I did. It was fun. Obviously, Darren Till's walkout as well was pretty crazy there.
Yeah.
Karen, that was cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
What's that? And the walk down to the octagon. Does anything change as soon as you walk in? Is there like a difference in emotions? Does that happen in the locker room?
Yeah. So like when they tell you like, oh, I've got right, you're up next. So come get you in 5 minutes, and then it kind of like I don't feel like I get more intense or anything, but the mood's just kind of like, right, it's like it drops, it gets a bit quiet sort of thing. And you're just sort of waiting to get called up and go. And then you're sat in the back room, like, it's like behind a curtain in the dark room, you don't really hear a lot going on. And then you do the walk, and then obviously everyone's like, glug, glug, glug. You walk past, and then you walk out and you see everyone, it's like, you get that, it's like a breath of fresh air, you're like buzzing all of a sudden, you're like, right, this is it. But then you get to the door and you walk in, and obviously after doing the mat, the checks and all that, and you lose that sort of excitement, and it's like, fucking business. It's like you get like switched on. You're not like in the moment anymore. You're like tunnel vision on that one guy sort of thing. Yeah, it's
that's intense, isn't it? Like who gets to experience that? That sort of heightened, that welcoming where you just get this energy off of everyone, but then you've got to park that and realise that you're now going to work, and your work is really bloody dangerous.
Yeah. You've probably seen fights where guys don't leave that excitement from outside, like they're walking in and being all like jumped up. They get in and they're still like enjoying that. Yeah. And they're not like switched on. They're not thinking about the fight. They're just like, wait, like people cheer my name. Like they don't. I can't think of anyone to reference, but yeah, I've seen it happen on fights. It's a weird one. So you have to just switch it off after you get in the cage. Like, fuck it, it's done now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun.
And then you got that win. You were sat there with your dad, like a famous post-fight interview now, calling him over and stuff like that. What was the feedback? Because do you regret having sort of brought up the whole steroid thing? Because people not understanding it and the way it was intended. Yeah, it's difficult in a post-fight interview. You got like a minute to try and say something.
So like me and my dad's like, he's very open about what he's used in his strongman career and all this, and like. I guess in the 80s, 90s, they were taking everything. I think there was a point he was injected horse steroids in himself.
Oh my God.
They were doing anything to be like the strongest guy, and obviously they probably didn't realise that it's not good for you. Yeah. And so we always have a joke. I call him a juice head and give him shit and all that, and he's like, fuck off. And all week I was like, we were bantering each other, giving him shit. He's like, fuck you whatever. He's like, you're a product of this steroid abuse and all this. And so then he was joking like with because there's like the USADA, Jeff was there, obviously he was like, we were joking around. And he said something before, so I thought, right, that's it, I'm getting him here. So I outed him on it, I was just like, called him out for everyone.
So it's like a private joke that you shared with millions.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. We always joke about it. Like he's very open. Like you ask him what he takes, he's like, I took this much of this much of this, and that's just strongman.
That's their culture. Yeah.
Like I think with fighting, it's a different thing. Like you're gonna hurt the man next to you. You're not gonna outlift the guy. You're gonna potentially kill the guy. You know, it's like it's damage at the end of the day. So strongman, I've got I've got no problem with those guys taking steroids.
Especially if they're all doing it.
You want to see the biggest weights and the biggest things lifted, and that's what has to be done.
Right.
But I don't think it has to be done in fighting. It's an unfair advantage, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. What do you think's next? What are you hoping for?
Well, I've always had a goal. I've always wanted to fight on like a big Vegas card. And I hope there's one in October, so that'd be really nice. It's like good timing. I'd like to get in on that. I'd like to get on that card. That was one of my goals I had written down as well before. Was
it 220 that you were supposed to fight on?
I think it was 204. It was 204.
Was it 204? Sorry.
Yeah, it
right.
was Bisbee Henderson.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah. And but yeah, a big Vegas pay-per-view or something. Like, just in Vegas would be nice. Yeah, I like that. That's like for MMA, it's like the home business. It's like, yeah. And some of the biggest boxing fights ever been there. So there's a lot of history there as well. That for me would be the place to go.
Do you consider yourself a fighter or like a martial artist, an athlete?
I do like a scrap.
I think we can tell that from your fights. and I feel like, just before you answer that, I feel like you have to keep that in check.
Yeah.
I feel that's not a big enemy for you, because in the same way, I think that got you almost where you were, and that's why you're exciting to watch.
Yeah.
But I secretly feel like, and I've certainly not, I don't have Faraz's number to speak to him about this, but I feel like he's probably sitting down with some of his coaches going, right, when they come up against it on their roster, Arnold Allen, right, so how are we going to approach this? Right, well, first of all, we need to make sure that he chills out of it and we get him to show his technical ability rather than that kind of grit and that scrappiness.
Well, he said that about the British guys. He said, I think I first talked to, I think it might have been me and Tom Bree or something. He was like, we're all down to fight. So he doesn't have to teach us to fight. He just has to, I think he said he had to teach us when to fight. So I think that's what he said. I think that's what he said. It's smarter than something I've come up with. So,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. That's a very good point.
Yeah. I need to find out the perfect balance of like getting stuck in and picking a guy off and trying to be a bit smart. But yeah, I think it'll come. I think when it comes, that's when more exciting performances and finishes will come.
Do you think you're probably too young and you're early, and it might be a bit of an unfair question, but do you see your future in the MMA game like coaching or stuff, or have you got like an out? You're like, when I'm 35,
Yeah. I've always thought about it. I'd like to be done fighting like early 30s. I've been doing it, I think I had my first boxing when I was like 13. It's a long time to be getting hit in the head, so I think like early 30s would be a good long enough. But yeah, I thought about coaching, like opening up a gym. I always think about it like an idea. It would be really cool. But I don't know. I feel like, and I also feel on the other side, I'd like to just be done and like not, because then you got to go through all the emotions again on the other side. Like
sometimes tougher, isn't it?
Yeah, like that's when I get the most nervous, is like watching my friends fight, or if I'm in the corner, I'm like I don't care. Well, I don't care. I don't get nervous for like my own fights. But when I'm watching like my teammate, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, if he gets hit, I'm like, oh shit. I've been there when friends have been knocked down. It's one of the worst feelings. So yeah, like you have to fucking run in and sort of be getting resuscitated or something. It's not nice.
No.
But so yeah, I don't know if I'd fancy going through that. But I do love coaching. I don't think I'm the best coach, because it comes like when I teach, and someone asks me what I did, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. It just happened. It just did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
there's an art to teaching.
Yeah, there is.
You can get better at coaching as well. So there's always that.
I used to coach a lot more when I was here. I used to coach like every day, I think, and I thought I was good at it. And I always remember like what to coach and how to teach it. But now obviously I go away, and that's one of the best things about it. I get to be selfish. It's all like about me, but I don't teach or anything. I get taught every day. So, but on the other hand, maybe you learn it a bit better if you coach it as well. Like you think about it in a different perspective.
Break it down.
Yeah. So there's always pros and cons, I guess. But yeah.
What's the biggest difference between the coaching that you got over here and then the coaching in Montreal? And do you think that's specifically like the Tristar gym, or is it like a geographical thing?
I think with Faraz, he's just he's got like a great mind on him. He looks at things. I've always obviously Jack is very he's the same. He's had so much experience. He's like but Faraz has like a great perspective on things, and you know, he always comes out with like a great idea, a great game plan, and like, the strategy is one of the things that we miss. Like, always in my head before previous fights was, like, what's the plan? I was like, well, I'm going to fucking punch him in the face and hopefully he falls over. And obviously now with Perez, that's not the plan. There's a whole 8 weeks and 10 weeks of like planning the strategy, and the whole training is built towards that plan. And yeah, that's probably the biggest difference is the strategy side of it.
Right.
I think he's one of the best tacticians there is, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, his YouTube channels gets crazy amounts of views.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Again, I don't know where he finds the time.
No,
he's coaching all of these guys, and then he's helping educate the masses as well.
Yeah, and he has his 2 boys as well. And this is, I'm sure, is what happens. I think he thinks about what he's going to teach. He gets them to drill it at home, and then he teaches us it. And he brought him in, it was a few weeks ago when I was back. They were drilling exactly what we were drilling in the gym, but better. They were better than us. And they're very young, they're like, I think about 10, maybe very young. Yeah.
Right.
They were doing it better than me. Francis was like, look, this is how you do it. Like, watch. I was like, fuck.
That's scary.
Like, shit, they're doing it perfect. And I was like, I'm doing it all wrong. Yeah, and they're like little kids. Man.
I tell you who I thought was a really good coach when I was over, and that's Eamon.
Oh yeah, he's an amazing coach. Yeah, he's really good. He taught me a lot actually. When I first went there, he was teaching every day on the 10 a.m. classes, like the jiu-jitsu. He's a really good coach, and he's very patient, and he has a good attention to detail.
Yeah.
And that other guy, my other teammate Louis, he's really good as well.
Was he the wrestling guy?
No, that's Gia. Gia is he's my wrestling coach. He is a silver medalist in the Olympics in, I want to say 96, I think.
Wow.
I think it's at Atlanta, I think, yeah, 96, I think. He beat, I think it was Kendall Cross, I think.
Right.
But what I heard is he beat him 10 times that season, and he just lost the one that counted. Yeah.
Right, oh, damn it.
But he's I think he was a Soviet world champion or something. He's unreal. Like, he's really inspiring to work with. He's like, I think he's 46, and like, he's like this big, and he just destroys us. Like, I've seen him wrestling with good wrestlers, and the guys that compete now, like future Olympic, hopefully, he's still just mauls them.
Does he work with GSP as well?
Yeah,
he's this right. I think I know the guy.
But he's I love his mentality. He's just like, just show them your bell. I'm like, well, yeah, it's as easy as that. He's just like, yeah, just show them your skills. Like, you're better, believe it. Okay.
I think sometimes we do overcomplicate things, don't we? We try and make things more difficult than they need to be, for sure. I've had meetings with people before in like business, and I've gone in with like all of these lines of all of these things, and he's like, well, it's just this and that. And I'm like,
yeah, that's literally it. But his the techniques he shows, like his wrestling style is very, it's like really technical. Like, I'm like, well, shit. And but he makes it so simple, like just simplifies it. So I'm like, do this, trip this, pull that, like, and he's just do this. I'm like, oh, okay. yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah, he's unreal. But he's inspiring as well. Like, I think he told me, I think it was his ACL or something. He said he had no knee for the Olympics or something. He was like, like my knee was gone, but what am I going to do? Have surgery? Miss the Olympics? I'm like, fair enough. He's like, I had to compete with one leg. So.
That's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. And then you look at the footballers at the moment.
Yeah.
And the way that they, and these guys doing it for nothing.
The wrestlers have a different mentality. I've noticed, like, I was at the wrestling club. I was wrestling a young lad. He was really good. He literally just throws me about the gym. But his knee was gone as well. Like, and usually he kills me. He'd still took me down like a million times already. But I was literally like put my hand out on his shoulder, and he'd sort of like fall over because he couldn't put his leg out. I was like, "You right, mate?" He said, "Yeah, I just need a man up." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I think you need help. Like, your knee's like blown." And he's like, "No, I'm just being a bitch." And literally, I was like, "What the fuck?" And I think he did have surgery in it, but yeah.
I need to buy some of those big boy pants sometimes.
I know, right? But that's why I love going to the wrestling club, because the mentality is like different. Even from the MMA guys, like, we're not the same. I guess maybe.
Right.
Maybe in some positions, like, we don't mind getting hit in the face and stuff like that. Like, we have a hard sparring and just like, yeah, whatever. But I don't know, if I couldn't walk, I don't know if I'm going to be trying to wrestle you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Especially in the gym, maybe in the fight. Like, yeah.
One guy that we've sort of mentioned, but not greatly, is obviously GSP. He's the guy at Tristar, the one that's achieved so very much. What's the relationship with him? Are you close to him? So he's got a little circle, hasn't he? He's got his own sort of private gym, and sometimes he invites guys round. And
I've been over there a few times, but not like, I'm not like close like that. Some guys like to want to try and be around like the big dog, don't they? But I kind of try and like make my own thing, you know. I don't want to try and like snap pictures of me and him and be like, it's me and my teammate, my good friend. Like, I don't want to be that guy, so I hate that. It was always the first thing when I went there was I wanted to make sure like I wasn't there so people thought I was a fan. Like I'm not sitting there taking pictures. So I don't think I had one picture with him. No, I don't think I've ever asked for a picture. Like nothing. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, nah, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. But yeah, like he helped me for the last fight. He said he asked if I was fighting a wrestling grappler sort of thing. He's like, like me, and so he fucked me up a little bit. We did some rounds wrestling and rolling, and he said I was getting better, but he was still destroying me. But yeah, he's good. He's unreal.
What's it like to be able to call on someone like that? Because you're going to trust in everything that they say.
Yeah, and it's good because you roll with him, he'll pick holes in your game like, and tell you what you need to do. And when it's coming from, in my opinion, the best guy of all time, you're going to listen. Like it's going to sit in your head. You're going to remember it. So yeah, like if it comes from just someone random, not that you wouldn't want to listen, but it doesn't sear in your head like that. So when he says it, I'm like, right, I remember that. Yeah.
And how cool is it that he's sharing that knowledge with you guys still?
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing.
He's not sitting back on his like world-class throne and not reinvesting. He's helping you guys out.
That's why I think he's like the best there is. He still puts the work. He's still learning. Like he's a true martial artist sort of thing. Like that would be cool to be like that. But I don't know. I feel like once I've made my millions, I'll be out there on the beach somewhere, ditching everyone. But no, he's still trying to get better. He's still improving. He's still coming and giving advice to like younger guys. And I don't know. Maybe he's gonna fight again. But maybe that's why he's still sticking around.
That'd be something. I'd like to see him fight again for sure. So Mark, tell us about what's special about Arnie as an athlete. This is going to be really comfortable for you to listen to, by the way.
For me personally, obviously I've known him for a long time, but for me, he is a special athlete, but it's him as a person as well. I think he's really humble. He's a nice, and actually a nice person. Sometimes I say to him, you really got to sort of, give it a bit more in front of the cameras and stuff, make himself a bit better known. But he's not that sort of bloke. He is a nice character. Listen, he's trained, as long as I've known him, he's always trained hard. And his brother, they've trained hard all the time, And you can see him what he's doing, he is special, He's a special lad.
Yeah, what's the town like when, Triple A's going up on a big fight night, and you're probably at the fights and stuff. But what's Felixstowe doing?
Yeah, the youngsters love it. Yeah, you said when you come back this time, you had 3 people recognise him. Didn't you? 3 people. There's 2 more than last time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And one of them called him Alfie.
Yeah, one of them called me Alfie. Good to see you, Alfie. I was on you, mate.
I love that, Alfie. It could be worse though, right? I'm sure you've been called worse than that as well. Well, what a treat today has been for 2 main reasons really. One, I got to discover this wonderful town of Felixstowe on the east coast of England. Beautiful beaches, lots of character, and then on the other side of things, a huge shipping port which is just to the right of me over here with massive boats and obviously a huge working class community behind it. But today was all about hanging out with Arnold Almighty Allen. Arnold Billy Allen, a man that goes by many different names. A young guy that's already been in the game for 10 years, has achieved so much. He's taken his training from the East Coast here under the tutelage of guys like Jack Mason, and is now under the watchful eye of Faraz Zahabi, who we know has created champions like George St. Pierre. It's been a great journey for him, Bit of a frustrating year, 2017, but 2018 he's already picked up 1 performance bonus. Looks like he's going to have another good ending to the year, and hopefully another good year in 2019. A really promising young UK star for the featherweight division. I'm excited about what the future holds for the man from Felixstowe.